Grant just sold my non-resident client's condo, and during the closing, the buying lawyer wanted 50% holdback. Our lawyer wanted 25% holdback, and there's a bit of a disconnect there. As a non-resident selling your property in Canada, how much does a CRA require to be a holdback?
So, Bob, I've been through this situation many times. Realistically, the 25% is sufficient, 25% withholding tax. Only when it's a commercial property or a depreciable property is when somebody can ask for 50%. Most of the properties that are rented out in Canada, those are not depreciated for income tax purposes, and the CRA only requires 25%. I've had to fight tooth and nail with a lawyer about this a few years back, where he was under the impression that 50% was required.
So what you're telling me is that if I move to the States and I sell my property in Canada, I'm not getting every dollar on the actual closing date.
No, the withholding tax also takes about a 6-month period for the CRA to determine what information we sent is accurate. So they would do the withholding tax of 25%. Then you file a tax return to get some of that money back.
And every time I have a non-resident client looking to list their property and sell it, I always advise that we talk to my team, lawyer, accountants, etc. A lot of people sell properties to non-resident without even talking to any experts. They can get themselves in a lot of trouble, including not having enough money at the end to close the transaction. Do you advise that they reach out to accountant and lawyer before they list?
Definitely. A lot of the times nowadays, people are actually self-educating. They're looking that they need to do a 25% withholding tax, having a conversation or consulting session with me and their lawyer to discuss what the process is. And there's no, surprise when that happens.
If I've owned a condo in Canada for 30 years and decided to move to Europe and I want to sell it to fund my retirement, why wouldn't I get all the money? What right does the Canadian government have to hold my money? And why do they do it?
It's a principal residence, and did you have the exemption on it? But if it's an investment, the investment condos, whether you're going to become a non-resident or a resident, there would be tax implication because it's like anything else. Secondary investment properties would have a tax implication.
And are they worried that I'm halfway across the world and maybe I won't pay my taxes?
Absolutely. So if you're halfway across the world, them trying to get the taxes after the sale when you have to file next year is very hard to find. So what they do is they require the withholding tax to make sure they've done their 25% withholding.